Worth £250,000. Incredibly, this Aston Martin hasn't been seen for almost 50 years. Discovered in a Gloucestershire barn, this is just one of the exciting projects currently being undertaken by